Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Nigel MrSchroeter, and today I'm here to talk about something that you guys probably wouldn't have expected me to be talking about. And I know you already know from the title, but we're going to be talking about Little Nas X in this Montero song and what is going on and how it is financially genius. All right. So hopefully nobody has hit the unsubscribe button yet, because I'm not in any way, shape, or form condoning anything that occurs. I honestly have not even watched it, but I don't have to see the huge rage that is put all over social media. And that's why I wanted to talk about it from a financial perspective, and a marketing perspective, rather than talk about it from the perspective of someone who's feeding into what's occurring, because I just couldn't help but like keep reading all these advertisements and seeing all these things going on and on and on. And I'm just gonna kind of get right into it. So in this situation, we're talking about a music artist, and he's not doing anything other artists don't do. He just took it to the next level what I've from what I can ascertain. Shout out to Clayton Thomas. From what I can ascertain, he took it to another level. All he did was follow the typical marketing circle. He came up with a goal. His goal, what is he trying to do? He's trying to sell his music. He's trying to sell his album. He's trying to get people to feed into what he's doing. Anytime you see an artist and they fall off, Old Town Road, it was doing this thing, take my horse. Yeah, you had all the kids doing it, the dances, all these things. And when it comes down to it, the song has started to fall off. And, him as an artist, because, he doesn't want to be a one-hit wonder. He did what any other artist would do. He found an audience of people that he knew he could target, which is the general public, because he knew it would make an outrage. Right along with, his specific groups of people that are going to share his common beliefs and ideals that he's spreading. His competitive landscape, because he's targeting such a specific group as well as such a broad group at the same time. On his specific group, he doesn't have much of a competitive landscape, because there's not many people out there that are competing for that market. Now, on the general public, there's a very broad competitive landscape with just other artists in general. However, in his particular case, he knew what he was doing, and we're going to kind of get into that a little bit further in step 6. His story. He more than anyone knows his story, and he chose to release this story and release all this other additional information now later on in the game for a reason, because he was using this as a part of part 6. And we're gonna get into that heavily when we get to part 6. All right. Now, his channels. He knew social media, and the media was going to blow this up, and he knew that he could take advantage of free publicity and free media by just doing certain things. Anytime you're an artist and you rebel or you do things against what the general public assume as normal artistry, or what an artist should be doing, or how you should be carrying yourself, that's free publicity. Other channels are going to allow you to take advantage of their platforms for free, just because they're gonna be talking about you, because it's gonna be popular and it's gonna be hot and it's gonna bring them views and sales, which is exactly what I want to talk about now. In part 6, his tactical plan. He knew if he came out with something that was provocative, something that was taboo, something that was going to hit different markets, hit the LGBTQ, hit the religious market, hit the artistic market, hit all these other markets, that society views as taboo, or talk about certain things in certain markets, you're going to get views. What does views equal for him? It equals traffic through his content, traffic on his name, people beginning to talk about him more and more, and that brings him sales and money. It's what's called a funnel, a sales funnel. He's planning on releasing an album. Again, goal one, sell his album. So he had to create a tactical plan in order to get people to be worried about him and put him on their channels for free rather than having to pay for advertisement, and allowing him to boost his sales. This happens all the time when artists are about to release albums. You've seen it with almost every artist. This is what they do. They'll get incarcerated. They'll drop other songs. They'll say crazy things on social media. They do these things for attention and to drive sales down a sales funnel, which is quite funny that it happens so much and people still fall for the same tactic, because it's literally the same tactic. And then today we live in what's called cancel culture, and cancel culture is not cancel culture. It's not canceling anybody. It's actually enablement culture. With cancel culture, instead of actually canceling this person and saying, we're not going to pay them any attention, we're not going to drive any traffic to them, we're not going to go and watch this video, so that, like, I saw there were posts where people are saying, oh, well, my kids are going to go and listen to this song, and then it's going to pull up this song afterwards. Well, if the masses weren't going and flooding this video and driving so much traffic to it so quickly, it wouldn't be picking up in the algorithm. Go and, instead of watching the video on, YouTube, watch it on another, watch it on another platform or somewhere where it's not going to be getting boosted at the same rate. Watch it as a reaction video. Give the reaction videos more views than the actual video. Put it in a different market, or just purely cancel it and don't enable it. If you enable something, it's going to continue to flow and continue to thrive. And then once again, measure and optimize. Okay, I drop out one crazy thing, so now I'm going to come back with something else crazier, or just as crazy right behind it. And this is the whole plan. This is the whole sales funnel. This is how this strategy works. And this is something that all artists do. And the controversy, especially with people who are looked at as children's artists, a lot of the times, if you look at their music, if you listen to the original song, it wasn't anything that you would want your child to listen to if you listen to it lyrically. It's not like it wasn't already laid out about things that were already taboo in the original song, but you chose to let your child listen to this artist. As well as, once again, you have children's artists. This happened with Miley Cyrus. She did the same thing, rebelled, did all this stuff, and got the same media attention. This is a cycle. This is very cyclic. Artists do this all the time, and it continues to work, this strategy, because of our enabling culture, not our cancel culture, as it's called. Again, you have a product, your album, you put a price to it. In this case, the price is unlimited, because it's as much traffic as you can pull in. It's going to be as much money as you're going to make, because you're pulling traffic to a YouTube channel, which is getting you paid. So all the traffic of people being in outrage and, oh, I want to go see that, people being nosy or just curious of what it actually is, they're driving traffic to it. Promotion, like I said, free promotion, because the media, for whatever reason, anytime an artist says something outlandish, it immediately begins promoting them rather than canceling them and really shutting them out. Rather than saying, okay, we're not going to post this, we're not going to cover this, it's, oh, let me be the first person to cover this craziness. Why? Because that's the world that we live in. That's the culture we have. And then the place, obviously, is going to be that channel, which is going to go right back to the media. And right back to what places you're putting this out, social media, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all these different places that it's being distributed. So, once again, that's talking about this from a financial perspective. Financially, this was something that has worked and it's a tried and true plan. It's not recreating the wheel. And it will continue to occur as long as our culture enables, the ignorance, as long as our culture enables, whatever people choose to do and say just to get attention, to make money. In the position of a failing artist, it definitely a lot of the times comes down to moral dilemmas and things of that nature. And what can I do to make money so that I'm not the washed up broke artist that was a one hit wonder? And then it runs into situations like this. So with that being said, I've pretty much covered everything that I had to on this topic. And I want to thank you all for watching and thank you all for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.